is a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the capital city of Sacramento, California, as we welcome you to West Sacramento, Sutter Health Park, where the Astros and the A's play the middle game of a three-game series today. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you can join us for an afternoon of Astros baseball. Blummer, Astros trying to bounce back. It was not a pretty start to the series.
No, when you have those trunk slammer type of games, it's almost good to have the day game the next day because you just forget about those real quick.
Yeah, quick turnaround, and Tatsuya Imai makes his second start as an Astro.
Yeah, Tatsuyu's got some adjustments to make. He knows that he was a little bit nervous going out there the first time, but coming over here and getting his second big league start, he's got to adapt to the mound. He's got to adapt to a new baseball, which is a little bit bigger than the ball in Japan, and also the little bit more tacky back in Japan as opposed to the slick baseball here in America. But he has a very good fastball. Was between 94 and 98 miles an hour with that fastball, and the key for him is getting ahead early because the slider plays, and he probably wants to throw a couple more split fingers and changeups into the mix, but it's all predicated by setting up that fastball early in the zone to get ahead of some of these athletic hitters. And once he gets ahead, he's got swing and miss stuff against a swing and miss team.
Couple of right-handers that have never faced their opponents. It is Tatsuya Imai against Luis Morales for the A's. When we come back, we'll talk about Jeremy Pena. Not only speed on the bases, but he can hit the high fastball, the fastball with a lot of velocity. Jeremy Pena with more on that. Julie Morales when we come back.
With Jersey just coming through the 2-5s like that. But yeah, those are lots of fun to do.
We are back in Sacramento, game 2 of this series between the Astros and the Athletics. Jeremy Pena back in there playing back-to-back games for the first time this season. Looks good at the plate, too, given that he wasn't playing every day. We're going to talk more about him in our What's on Tap, presented by St. Arnold Lawnmower Blonde. He's facing a hard-throwing righty today, and JP has shown that he can handle velocity. In fact, last year he was one of the best in terms of batting average against 95 or more mile-per-hour fastballs. 389 just behind Gunnar Henderson there. It's the strength and his ability to be short to the ball. Very twitchy. Blummer, up to you.
The Astros starting lineup is presented by Car Shield, and there he is at the top of the lineup. Jeremy Pena playing back-to-back games. I think that's another interesting point, is that you're going to get Jeremy ready to go at the top of this lineup a little more consistently, which will obviously make things interesting when Paredes comes back from the bereavement list. And there's the rest of your batting order with Myers in center, and Christian Vasquez gets a chance behind the plate today.
So we are underway on a Saturday. Beautiful day here in West Sacramento. Jeremy Pena will lead things off. Jeremy had a hit last night, also drew a walk in 4 at-bats. Jeremy hits the ball high and deep. If it's fair, it's 1-0. It is just foul down the left field line. It's that close to Jeremy's first home run of the year.
Well, Julius said it. He likes velocity, in that last pitch at 97.5 miles an hour coming in and 113.1 going out. That is center cut on the UTMD Anderson strike zone.
3 home runs allowed in his first start of the year, all on the 4-seam fastball.
Yep.
And there's a strike. It's 1-2. Plummer is high velocity, but he also doesn't get a lot of extension. He's in the 13th percentile in extension. So potentially a chance for hitters to see that fastball for a while. There's a breaking ball that's taken care of by Pena, and the ball gets away from Tyler Soderstrom. Pena into second base as the Astros have a runner in scoring position for Yordan Alvarez.
The Astros, after last night, would love to have a quick start, and they're getting a quick one right here. A sweeper that stayed down, but a beautiful job by Jeremy to stay through that baseball. And Soderstrom having trouble fielding and staying on his feet allowed Jeremy to get into second base quickly.
So Yordan, who drove in the first run of the game for the Astros on a sacrifice fly, hardest hit baseball of the night for the Houston offense, takes one down for ball 1. Yordan enters the game tops in the American League in OPS at 1409, and also tops in on base percentage at 529. Pitches a ball. It's 2-0. Scoring on that first play was a clean double for Pena. The ruling was he was on his way to second anyhow before the bobble by Soderstrom, so no error charge to the A's left fielder. And Yordan has been pitched carefully. No surprise with a base open.
Well, you mentioned it during yesterday's broadcast that the Angels wanted no part of Yordan, but I think we may see that trending here in Sacramento.
Yeah, they did not want to even think about challenging that pitch. It's a 4-pitch walk to Yordan Alvarez, who now has 7 walks on the year.
We've got league leaders that are presented by Houston Methodist, and most seasons hitting 300 or better against the Athletics. And there is Jose Altuve in front of Rod Carew, Mickey Mantle, and Ted Williams, all tied at 10 apiece. That is 10 seasons of a batting average at 300 or better against the Athletics. That explains some of the boos.
Jose only took 1 swing in 2 plate appearances yesterday. Got to 2 full counts. He walked in the first at bat, and he took a very close 3-2 pitch that was originally called a ball by Edwin Moscoso, and then on the challenge it got the smallest sliver of a portion of the outside corner at the knees for a called 3rd strike on an overturned challenge. He swings at this one and sends one into center. Pena around 3rd. He's going to be waved home. Here comes a throw by Denzel Clark. It's cut off. Astros in front, 1-0.
I like that send from Tony Perez-Chica. Kind of a jam shot, and Jeremy took a little while to commit, but his speed gets him that run early. But I think that the Astros are going to continue to go out there and challenge the arm of Denzel Clark. You can see where that baseball was when Jeremy hit 3rd base. Scores easily.
Altuve drives in his 4th run of the year. And now here's Carlos Correa. Plummer, kind of surprising that Altuve draws the most ire by a wide margin in this lineup from the fans here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Not surprising that he follows through with an RBI.
Well, it's on T-shirts and it's a theme, and it's just keep booing. Go ahead, keep booing, because I feel like the more they boo, the more Jose Altuve goes out there and encourages by continuing to get hits. It's unbelievable how he just feeds off of it.
Altuve now with 2,397 hits, 3 away from 2,400. Freddie Freeman, the only active major leaguer with 2,400 or more hits.
It's almost as many as he has against the Athletics. He's at 258 now, I think, is against the whatever city the A's are playing in. He's going to continue to get hits off them.
Yeah, 258 is the number. Most hits he has against any organization in baseball. Also more home runs against the A's than any other team with 21. Carlos with a 2-1 count here. Carlos tied for the team lead in RBIs. Takes a strike from Luis Morales. It's 2-2. Morales throws both fastballs, 4-seam and sinker, sweeper, changeup, and slider. Correa on the ground to third. Muncy goes to second for 1, and they turn a double play on Correa. Alvarez moves to third with 2 away.
StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, is going to show you the arsenal for Luis Morales. This is last season. The 4-seam fastball predominantly used at 51.5%. You're going to see a ramp up in that usage of the sinker this season. He's trying to get to the inside corner on some of these right-handed hitters to set up that sweeper. Lefties will see that change up. Still pretty firm at 89.8 miles an hour on that velocity.
Now a runner on third with 2 outs, and Christian Walker will be the batter. Walker fouls the first fastball straight back. Morales allowed 5 runs in his first start of the year in 4 1/3 innings. Astros didn't see him last year. Transition from AA to AAA and then eventually to the major leagues. This one cued past the first baseman Kurtz and into right field. Christian Walker with his team leading 8th run batted in on a ball that spun off the end of his bat.
I don't know what you're talking about, TK. That was perfectly placed. That's good batting right there. got a little quick and out in front of that sweeper. You'll see it here on matches from Supermo. Spinning away from him, the bat head gets out in front and just nubs it off the end of the bat. Nick Kurtz tried to tackle that one, but it snuck past him.
So Christian Walker continues his hot start. 8 RBIs now in the first 9 games of the season. And Joey Loperfido getting the start today, giving Cam Smith his first off day of the year. And Joey goes after the first pitch and singles into center field. Astros with 4 hits in this first inning against the Cuban right-hander Luis Morales.
Over the years, I've become very fond of the Astros' ability to kind of be resilient. Have a blow-up game like they did yesterday, show up the next day, and they just come out swinging the bats, trying to get something going again. And Joey Loperfido adding to this, creating a mound visit for the Athletics with 2 outs and 2 runs on the board.
Discussion at the mound. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, quickly out there in the first inning. 6 batters in, we have seen 4 hits. The only outs he recorded was on that double play off the bat of Carlos Correa. So now Yainer Diaz getting a chance to DH today. Astros have both catchers in the lineup. Yainer last year caught 113 games, and he was a DH in 25 of those games. His DH numbers were not great last year. Only hit 202 in the designated hitter role with 1 of his home runs last season. Hits this ball into right center field. That Lawrence Butler will back up a few steps and make the play for the final out of the inning. But a good start to this one for the Astros. They scored 2 runs on 4 hits and lead it 2-0.
This is the lineup that Imai is going to face. Nick Kurtz is going to be leading off. The Astros yesterday, despite giving up all those runs, did a great job against Kurtz, Langoliers, and Rooker. But it was Max Muncy down towards the bottom third of the lineup that went out there and put 3 on the Astros as far as hits. Also had 3 RBIs in that game. He and Butler had big games yesterday.
First pitch of the game from Tatsuya Imai is a called strike. And Imai, who threw 74 pitches in his first outing, less than 50% for strikes, gets the first strike of the day on Nick Kurtz. Probably better that Tatsuya Imai was not on the Astros last year, as Vasquez is going to challenge the second pitch of the game. Vic Carapazza did not have any overturns in his first game behind the plate. He's one of only 4 umpires who has not had a call overturned this year.
Wait for it.
Oh, there it is.
Cut a lot of the plate, too. It's early. Need that coffee to kick in.
There are now only 3 umpires without an overturn, with Quinn Wolcott the only one with 2 games under his belt without an overturn on a challenge. But an 0-2 count to Nick Kurtz, and this one's inside for a ball. That had a lot of plate, you're right. Maybe tells you that Imai stuff could fool a hitter and an umpire.
There you go.
1-2 on Kurtz. Was starting to say before the challenge, it's probably a good thing Imai wasn't in the Astros dugout last year, because he didn't see all the damage that Kurtz did against Houston last season. What he saw last night is not the version we saw in 2025, as Kurtz has struggled at the beginning of this season. And he continues to hit here against the Astros, no matter who it is. Although yesterday they held him down, he picks up his first hit of the game on the first at bat. And just his second hit of the season now at 22 at bats.
Probably one of the largest leadoff hitters that Imai's ever seen. That's that little bit of a backup slider at 87. So Kurtz, to his credit, was able to stay on it, just get enough of it to get over Jeremy's head for that first base hit.
Here's Shea Langoliers. Astros were able to hold down the top 2 guys in the lineup, and Langoliers has been very good all season long. He did walk twice yesterday, but went 0 for 3. AL leader, tied for the most home runs with 5, and tied with the most RBIs with 8. As he takes a strike here, it's 1-1. Yordan Alvarez playing his 3rd game of the season in the outfield. He plays left field today at Sutter Health Park. And a big wave and no contact, with Tatsuya Imai getting ahead 1-2. Imai was mostly fastball slider in his first start against the Angels.
He threw 74 pitches, 37 of them were four-seam fastball. And then 27 were sliders. Then you had 7 splits and 3 curveballs mixed in there.
Got him. Shea Langoliers down on strikes. Imai has his first strikeout of the day. And there's one away.
I think part of the fun, if we get that swing and miss from Imai, is to see how that slider actually moves. Because we've heard rumors and we've seen a couple of them that just back up. But the bottom just falling out of that one. I think StatCast, at least the research website that I use, is going to have some issues trying to figure out what Imai is actually bringing, because that had like some splitter action to it.
And that went straight down.
Yeah. So we'll have to kind of hang with it and maybe see some of the pitch grips, and he's got some interesting shapes to his pitches.
The slider, at least in the first start, was around 87, 88. The splitter was 84, 85. But you're right, that slider has splitter action as he gets ahead 0-2 on Tyler Soderstrom.
Yeah, it's almost as if you're going to have to use the velocity to try and figure out which pitch is which.
Imai walked 2 in his first inning in the major leagues against the Angels. In the third inning, he walked 2 more, ended up with 4 walks in his 2 2/3. Today, he has thrown 12 pitches, and that's only his 4th one out of the zone. Soderstrom has all of his hits this year, 6 of them against right-hand pitching. He is 6 for 27, 6 for 17 against righties, and now, similar to the Nick Kurtz at bat, he started out 0-2 and now the count evens up. Astros starting the day with a record of 5-3, tied with the Guardians for the best record in the American League. Only the Yankees have a better record in the AL. I thought it was a 2-2 count, but I guess it was 3-1, and now that's going to be a walk. Joe Espada is going to ask about the count, because I was under the impression it was 0-2 to start the count, and Joe's saying that scoreboard was wrong. You called that second pitch a strike, so we're going to have a...
No, you're exactly right. That's exactly how it went down.
Joe Espada was right out of the dugout after they signaled ball 4 to Tyler Soderstrom. So
yeah, they figured it out pretty quick.
He's going to come back with a full count, and now...
To TK's point, first pitch was a called strike, second one was fouled off, and then you had a ball in the dirt, ball. That's only 5 pitches in the at-bat.
Yeah, it should be 3-2. The problem, or one of the issues, is the scoreboard has been wrong basically the entire first game plus an inning here today.
That makes it tough on us, but it shouldn't make it tough on the umpiring crew. This is the second time we've seen that this season. We had Cam Smith take a walk after he actually struck out swinging at 3 pitches.
Mark Kotze had his guys review the pitch sequence, and he is satisfied that the count is now correct at 3-2. So Soderstrom reapplying his gear and gets the bat back from the dugout. He does not draw a walk. Instead it's 3-2, and Kurtz goes back to first. A little bit of a delay here for Imai to deal with.
That's it, TK. Automate everything.
Runner goes, pitches swung on and fouled out of play. Kurtz only stole 2 bags last year, already has a steal this year. He did bat first in 17 games last year and has batted first here against right-hand pitching to start 2026. That's something that Mark Kotze said they will review after About the first 10 games of the season, so maybe after this series, he's not committed to Kurtz being their leadoff hitter, but he kind of liked it in spring training and stuck with it at the beginning of the year against righties. Another 3-2 pitch coming. Kurtz on the move again. Swing and a miss. This could be a catch. Strikeout, throw him out. It is. Double play. Christian Vasquez throws out Nick Kurtz after the strikeout of Soderstrom. So Tatsuya Imai faces the minimum in the first.
Unique double play right there, but the swing and miss ability of Imai sets this up. Goes with the off speed, and credit Christian Vasquez for staying with it and getting that ball there quick enough for Pena to be able to make the tag.
Players, you know, like with the Jose Altuve, really satisfying and gratifying.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality all at low prices on every item, every day. By Steel. Find your Steel dealer at steelusa.com. And by Texas Children's Hospital. The difference is life-changing. Nice strike him out, throw him out to end the bottom half of the first inning. That gets Jake Myers to the batter's box to start the second inning against the right-hander Luis Morales. Jake takes the first pitch in for ball one. Jake coming in, playing his 8th game of the year. It's only missed one Astros game so far. He's 4 for 21 on the season. It'll be Myers, Christian Vasquez. Then back we go to the top of the order. That one called a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Astros facing Luis Morales for the first time, 23-year-old right-hander. Jake fouls one back, 1-2. Astros facing 2 lefties in this series. Righty being Morales. Joey Loperfido gets the start, but Loperfido, who had started in left and center, today gets the start in right, giving Cam Smith his first day off. Myers takes one down, 2-2. Really tell what the giveaway item was today. Everybody in the stands is wearing their new yellow Sacramento A's jerseys.
Yeah, it's either Banana Day at the ballpark or they gave away Sacramento gold jerseys to match the team on the field.
So everybody in attendance wearing those giveaways. This one off the back of Jake Myers on a 2-2 pitch that got away from Morales. So Jake will be a leadoff base runner here in the second.
Well, that's a sweeper that just got completely away from Morales. Somehow bent back to get right in between the shoulder blades of Jake Myers.
Now Vasquez, who played last night in the DH role, got 3 at-bats and flied out all 3 times. Christian is 2 for 10 in his return to the Astros. pitches, a strike in the knees. It's 1-1.
Pretty interesting day, I would imagine, for Christian Vasquez. He really didn't have a spring training to get to know Imai and some of the movement of his pitches. So a little bit of a learning process for him in this game today. I'm sure he caught him before the game in his bullpen.
And kind of interesting that that ball stayed down on the dirt as Christian Vasquez had a chance to hit into a double play, but that ball stayed down on Muncy, and Vasquez will take the break. So will the Astros.
No doubt, a little bit of a tough break. That sinker from Morales got a ground ball, potentially another double play, but that second hop off the dirt just skips underneath. I don't think that's the hop that any of us in this ballpark anticipated.
I mean, Muncy couldn't even come close to grabbing that. Yeah, I don't know if Joe's plan was initially to have Tatsuya Imai matched up with Christian Vasquez, but that's how it's worked out now on his first 2 starts. Pena goes after the first one and chops one over the head of Tony Perez-Chica, and it's 0-1. Jeremy with a double his first time up, his second double of the series. Didn't have any extra base hits in his first homestand. That ball looped towards short, playable for the shortstop Wilson. Actually put the infield fly rule up, even though that wasn't hit very high. That'll be the first out of the inning. So 2 on with 1 out, and Yordan Alvarez will bat. Yordan walked and scored a run his first time up. Didn't see a strike in 4 pitches from Morales. Doesn't see a strike on this pitch either, as it's just off the plate, 1-0.
Yeah, even though first base isn't open, there is an open base on the base pass, so they can be careful. But at the same time, you've got athletic crusher on deck and Jose Altuve staying with the off speed, slider down and in. Got to be real careful with that changeup if you're Morales and Langoliers.
With Yordan.
Oh.
That one wide, 2-1. Yordan facing his fellow countryman. Luis Morales defected from Cuba. He's from Antilla, Cuba. Now it's 2-1. And Yordan in the driver's seat with 2 runners on and 1 out.
Wow. Challenged him.
Myers was hit by a pitch. He's on second, and Christian Vasquez with a single is on first. That stays alive. Ron started the day 10 for 25, 3 doubles, 3 home runs. And now he's up to 7 walks against 4 strikeouts on the year. Yordan uses his timeout here with a 2-2 count. That one foul. It's 76 degrees at game time. Get up to 80 by the time this game is over. Very pleasant afternoon here in Sacramento, California. West Sacramento, to be more specific. Now the count's full. Astros with traffic for back-to-back innings. And their hottest hitter, one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball, at the plate with a full count. That gets away on ball 4. That'll load the bases for Jose Altuve as Yordan draws his 2nd walk of the game and his 8th walk of the season. Altuve will bat with the bases loaded. He knocked in the first run of the game with a single. This will be Jose's first opportunity with the bases full this year. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Nick Kurtz, the first baseman, gives way to Jeff McNeil, shielding his eyes, and he puts it away for out number 2. So Jose, who actually took over the lead in in-zone swing percentage with the lowest percentage in all of baseball, has been very passive compared to the past. Goes after the first pitch here and pops it up.
He loves him some elevated fastballs. That one right at the top rail, so took a chance trying to ambush with the bases loaded.
Now Carlos Correa, who has been Mr. Bases Loaded. He has as many at bats with the bases full as all of his teammates combined. Takes a strike here. It's 0-1. Hit by pitch, single, and a walk in the inning. Astros trying to take advantage now. Carlos trying to pick up his buddy Jose Altuve here. And he pops one up. McNeil drifting out, called off by Lawrence Butler, who comes in from right field to make the catch, and the Astros will strand 3. Still a 2-0 game. Astros starting defense today, presented by Xfinity. Christian Vasquez has caught Tatsuya Imai in both of his major league starts. He's back there behind the plate again today. Jeremy Pena playing back-to-back games for the first time this year. That means Carlos Correa is back at third. Altuve and Walker rounding out your infield. And Yordan Alvarez in left field for the third time this season. Jake Myers patrols center, and Joey Loperfido in right, giving Cam Smith his first day off. Not only did Cam play the first 8 games of the year, he played every inning of every game. So 71 out of 71 innings for Cam before today. Christian Walker got his first time off in the game yesterday after the Astros trailed big early against the A's. This ball is slicing towards Joey Loperfido off the bat of Brent Rooker, and Joey puts it away right on the edge of the warning track for out number 1. Tatsuya Imai with a couple of strikeouts and got help with Christian Vasquez throwing out a runner in the first inning. So he's off to a nice start today, now facing Jacob Wilson. You mentioned all the changes for Imai, the culture. the language, the baseball. It's maybe even a little bit heavier. It doesn't have the tackiness that we've seen with baseballs that are used in Japan. And he makes a nice play there on a wide throw. Even the mound can be different in the States as opposed to Japan. And with more on that, here's Julia.
Yeah, he talked about that being one of the things he's trying to adjust to. So I asked around this morning, trying to get some more information on what that means. Of course, we're working through a translator too, so just trying to make sure we're not getting lost in translation. It sounds like the consistency of the clay is what we're talking about here. He said over in Japan, mounds are much harder consistently, and so over here, you never know what you're going to get in all these ballparks as they are different. So that is something he is continuing to work through.
So you would think with all these changes that it may be, I mean, you have different examples of guys that have come over from Japan, but it may be one of those situations where that second or third start feels a lot more comfortable than his first major league start.
You would imagine. But I mean, I know that the landing has a lot to do with the delivery and how you finish, but at the same time, I can't imagine trying to grip a different baseball completely from what you're used to, because it may not sound like a lot to fans at home, the difference between the Japanese baseball and the Major League Baseball, but in the hands of a pitcher, it's got to feel drastically different. And again, that tackiness, Major League Baseballs don't have that tackiness. They've got that mud that's rubbed on there, and on a day like this in the day, it dries up and gets slick.
Yeah, that's something you mentioned before the game, which was interesting. When you're in a drier climate like out here in Sacramento, it can make an impact on the baseball. We see the humidor used in Colorado, but we don't see it used anywhere else.
Nope.
Christian Javier said he had trouble commanding yesterday with a ball that he had trouble gripping at times. This one's fouled back from Lawrence Butler. It's 0-1. But it's good to see early on 15 pitches in the zone and only 8 out of the zone for Tatsuya Imai after having less than a 50% strike percentage in his first start. Looking forward to getting to know this guy better and better as the year goes on. Right now, there's kind of a lot of mystery around him. As he misses up and away, it's 2-1. Tatsuya Imai in his second major league start.
I've had a couple of conversations with him, but it's been through 2 different interpreters. So trying to find that consistency for Imai would probably mean a lot to him too.
Both of his starts have come in the day. He started the final game of that Angel series Sunday afternoon last week at Dyken Park, and now a Saturday afternoon contest in California. Julia found out that he's a guy that likes to stay up late and sleep in a little bit. So day baseball might not be his first choice, but we'll see as we move along if those day-night splits favor the evening starts for Tatsuya Imai. Tatsuya Imai getting his start today. Ooh, fastball up with a swinging strike. How about Tatsuya with 3 strikeouts? He has faced the minimum here through 2, and the Astros lead 2-0. Imai. You've got B, Bryce Matthews. You've got C, Cam Smith. You can go to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag StroPoll. We'll have the results later on today. By the way, I looked up, the throw from Bryce was the hardest throw for any Astros outfielder this year. That throw home last night. So that's something he's got under his belt for a guy who's making the transition to the outfield.
Farthest home run, hardest throw.
Statcast darling.
Yeah, he is.
That ball hit high. That ball hit deep. That ball is off the top of the wall and gone. Christian Walker with his first of the year. He's driven in 2 today. And on the first pitch of the 3rd inning, the Astros lead it 3-0.
Hit an absolute laser out to left. If we were playing in this ballpark, it'd probably be his 3rd home run of the season. He had 2 to left center field at Dyken Park that hit high up the facade on the left field side, but this one gets out in a hurry. Only a 20-degree launch angle. Woo! That had some life on it.
That was a bullet to left off the bat of Walker, just enough to get out, and he continues to rake in the 2026 season. Now Joey Loperfido takes a pitch off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. That is the 4th home run allowed by Luis Morales, now in his 2nd start of the year. Walker and Yordan Alvarez came into the game tied for first in the American League with 14 hard hit baseballs. Yordan hasn't had a chance to hit a ball today because he's been walked twice, so now Christian has the lead by himself. Joey, after a first pitch single his first time up, is now with a 3-0 count here his 2nd time up. Loperfido takes a 4-pitch walk as Morales not close on that last pitch. That'll be walk number 2 allowed by the A's right-hander.
Well, that's the definition of a hanging slider that gets barreled up. Christian Walker did a great job getting the foot down on time, recognizing and hitting a laser. It's estimated at 383 feet.
Actually did not hit the top of the wall, as you can see there. It cleared the top of the wall and hit something right behind it that popped it up in the air. Christian Walker's swings have been looking so good this year. Yiner grounds one to short, could be 2. They flip it to second for 1, and the A's turn the double play on Diaz. Second double play turned by the A's. They really could have 3 in the game had it not been for a bad hop on the Christian Vasquez ground ball. Now Jake Myers, the batter, he was hit by a pitch his first time up. Got to a 2-2 count and was hit with a breaking ball in the back. Jake grounds one past Muncy and into left field. Myers is going to reach here with 2 outs.
I believe they gave that a hit.
I think you're right. The Astros now up to 7 hits in the game.
He's having a time over there. Playing in like this, I mean, that's the was it Bill Dorn? The old leg. Gotta find, I mean, you're playing in like that, you don't have much time to adjust to the hop, so you just try and just bury it in your chest and knock it down and throw the guy out.
First ball that got by him was on a bad hop off the bat of Christian Vasquez. That was accurately ruled a single. That one could have gone either way, as Myers will take the hit. Christian now 3 for 11 on the season. Vasquez makes his 3rd start of the year. Caught Tatsuya Imai's first start, caught Mike Burrow's 2nd start, and now he also gets Imai a 2nd time around. Astros have had at least 2 runners on in every inning. Actually, at least 3 runners on in every inning. Home run, walk, and a single here in inning number 3. So a lot of traffic today against Luis Morales. Vasquez lays off, no swing, says first base umpire Jacob Metz. And the count's 3-1.
Pitch count escalating for Morales with these at-bats the Astros are having against him.
Astros playing game 2 of this 10-game road trip to Colorado after the day game tomorrow. 3 with the Rockies and an off day on Thursday, and 4 with the Mariners beginning next Friday. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and sent into left field. Again, the sun is tough. Soderstrom can't make the play, and credit Jake Myers. He never slowed down, never took anything for granted, and scores easily from first base on that fly ball lost in the sun by Soderstrom.
You are so right on that, TK. Jake Myers just hustling that one out. And with him moving as well as he was, and that ball being lost in the sun, he scores easily. Jake Myers off with the pitch, just continues to kind of run through it, and then he recognizes there might be a chance, and as soon as it hits, it's an easy send home. Bottom 2 in this lineup doing some damage.
How about the 2 for 2 for Vasquez today?
Love it.
Ground ball could have been a double play. And a routine fly ball to left.
He's hitting the old invisible out there.
He is 2 for 2. Christian Vasquez having himself a day. The box score, it looks like line drives all over the place.
BBs.
He will take it. Like you said, Blumber, it never seems to even out, but Vasquez
never will.
Is living right today.
I don't care what Steve Sparks says.
Back we go to the top of the order. Pena hitting for the 3rd time in the 3rd inning. As he takes one down for a ball, it's 2-1. So obviously the sun has been a factor for a couple of pop-ups on the infield, and it was a major factor for Soderstrom there in left. He never really saw that baseball as it was coming down. Pena not sure about that call, but it's a strike, and count goes to 2-1.
You can barely see the shadows of the players. That sun is right on top of this stadium right now.
So it counts at 2-2 now. Pena probably could have and should have challenged that last one.
Yeah, that was off the plate.
Jeremy still without a challenge in the first season of the ABS. No swing, and now the count's full. Well, with the big man on deck, you would think Jeremy should see a pitch here at 3-2.
I'm in 100% agreement with you.
See if he gets something to drive. He grounds one foul. Room the sinker in 3-2.
Yeah, I got the turbo sinker down. That one might have been below the zone, but at the same time, a little close.
Astros scoring 2 runs in the inning. Christian Walker a leadoff home run. Christian Vasquez with a pop fly that fell in, and there is ball 4. So 2 on for Yordan Alvarez. As this inning continues after that ball was lost in the sun, back comes the pitching coach Scott Emerson. Gear up during the 2026 season at the Astros Center Field Team Store. You can shop the latest hats, shirts, jerseys, and commemorative items today. Visit astros.com/team store for store hours and information. So Yordan Alvarez, who has walked twice, will bat here. Morales has now walked 4 in the game as he walks Pena ahead of Yordan. Only the second walk drawn by Jeremy this year. Never can have enough runs in this stadium. Astros lead 4-0, looking for more. Last year, there were over 10 runs per game on average here at Sutter Health Park. It's down 2-0.
Yeah, this is a precarious spot for Luis Morales to be in. It's almost as if he took a peek over his shoulder to see if anybody was hot in the bullpen. But 2-0, you've got to be incredibly delicate right here. And he is nowhere near it with Jordan up there.
What do you think? I'm curious what the message was from Scott Emerson. Was it?
I don't know. The body language from Luis is terrible right now. Shoulders are dropped.
That seemed like a pitch around.
Completely. Like you said, Emerson went out there to have the conversation. Almost said, he just said, throw 4 out of the zone.
Said, we'll take our chances with the A's killer Altuve with the bases loaded for the second straight time.
Well, you're hoping that you can get the aggressiveness from Altuve, but this is a little bit different version this season of Jose. He has been a little more passive. Even that one he got aggressive on that previous at bat was still a ball that would have been called a strike. Yeah, you're playing with some kind of fire right now.
So there you see the walk leaders. Jordan moving up on that list to tie Jose Altuve with his 3 walks today. And there's a called strike. It's 1-1. But Altuve with a 44.4 in-zone swing percentage. He took that one for a strike. So that's an in-zone no swing. His career average is 65.7. And this year he leads all of baseball in the fewest swings in the zone, which is remarkable.
It is remarkable. And good on him for being patient here with a guy who is struggling with command and maybe running out of gas. Might get a good mistake to hit right here.
Thinking along with you.
Yeah. Might have been a pitcher's pitch down and away. It was 96.
These numbers are drastically different.
Take that back. That was right down the middle. It's amazing the difference in that. And his on-base percentage reflects how selective he's been.
To short, and for the second time in this game, the Astros are going to leave the bases full. So Jose Altuve grounds out to end the inning. But they do score 2. It's a 4-0 game as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
Time.
Shiner spotlight falls on Tatsuya Imai, but his last couple of seasons he pitched in the NPB. This is why the Astros went after him this offseason. Finished the most strikeout for 9, FIP, all very good numbers there. In his first outing as an Astro, he did say there were nerves. He said that could have been a bad thing for me. A lot of fastball sliders, no surprise there as he attacks that way. But he did say, I saw a need to incorporate the split and change up more. And Joe wanted to see that too against this A's lineup, TK.
All right, we'll see how that plays out today as Tatsuya back for his 3rd inning of work, only needing 28 pitches to get through the first 2 innings as he faces Max Muncy. Muncy hits the ball hard into center field. That's what he's done the entire series. Muncy hit every baseball at over 100 miles an hour yesterday. He's the only guy with an average exit velocity higher than Yordan Alvarez in the major leagues coming into today. Might move up on the lineup the way he's been swinging it as he singles to lead off the third.
It's been all over the ballpark too. Pull side, opposite field gap last night. Up the middle today.
So just the second hit allowed by Imai as he now faces Jeff McNeil. It's off the plate for ball 1. McNeil 2 for 17 on the season. His first year in the American League after playing 8 seasons with the Mets. Imai's fallen behind 2-0. Had him down for 1 pitch other than a fastball or slider coming into this inning. That was a splitter. There's a strike.
Yeah, I think Statcast is going to have to get accustomed to Imai.
To differentiate between the slider and the splitter.
Yeah, because it'll be interesting to see how Imai explains some of the pitches. And if we're at home, we have the benefit of being able to zoom in on that release point. It'd be kind of fun to listen to opposing hitters go back into the dugout. What'd you see? What'd you hit? They're going to go, well, it backed up, but it had slider spin. Or I think that was a changeup, but it came in at 94. And you're like, what? It's like trying to talk to Hunter Pence about sequencing. Hunter Pence would come back and say, I was sitting slider, but I took 95 up onto the train tracks. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, I know you're uber talented, but I need some help. And your explanation is not helping me.
Swing and a miss. Imai picks up strikeout number 4, getting McNeil for the first out of the inning.
And I think Jeff McNeil's looking around trying to figure out what that was. It says slider as far as release, but you can see going away from the left-handed hitter causes a little bit of confusion. But that's how that ball spins.
It's amazing.
That is tough. That is real tough. He must get so far underneath that it just kind of like, and maybe the spin rate is just a little bit lower and it doesn't give it that sharp, tight movement back onto the plate.
Because that, Blummer, as a hitter, you're trained once you see that spin to think the ball's going to go a certain way. And it doesn't.
Well, you think about these guys at this level. How many pitches have they seen in their careers?
Right.
And that's where you start to develop that database of this is what the spin is telling my brain, and my hands are going to go to this spot where I'm anticipating it being, and then it's not there. And once you start your swing, you can't adjust to that. So now you've got to kind of go counterintuitive and say, okay, every time I face Imai and it spins, I've got to go the other way. And it just doesn't make sense. Some serious internal conflict.
Denzel Clark tried to bunt the first pitch, now with a 1-1 count. And he takes a strike. And it's 1-2.
That was a questionable pitch, maybe below the zone. You can see Denzel thinking about challenging it.
When he went to his helmet, I thought he was.
Yeah.
Because he kind of raised the arm and he was just
It was quick, too. He like immediately went to it.
Adjusting his helmet as opposed to a challenge. That's inside 2-2. So Imai with 4 strikeouts so far. There's 7 outs in the game. The other 2 outs have been in the air. There was one out on a caught stealing. That's another out in the air potentially if it stays in play. Giving it a look is Christian Vasquez, and he makes the nice running catch. Wins can be tricky here, as we saw last night in the game. There's 2 away.
Get Astros updates and offers on your phone. Receive exclusive Astros news, pre-sales, content, and more by signing up for Astros text messages. Text Astros to 26099 to join today.
And Kurtz with a single his first time up. Bats here with a runner on and 2 away. Takes a first pitch near the top of the zone, so close that Christian Vasquez wants to look at it again. Vasquez got a strike earlier today. He's now 3 for 5 in challenges. Excuse me, he's 2 for 3 in challenges this year. And this one he is going to lose. So he and Yainer Diaz have the exact same challenge rate. They're both 2 for 4 on the year behind the plate, challenging pitches. That one missed by 1.8 inches.
Now, to get a guy the size of Nick Kurtz up there, you feel like anything around the face mask of Christian Vasquez would be a strike. That's why I believe he tapped the top of his helmet.
You kind of mentioned it in the broadcast last night, is learning the top of the zone.
Oh. Yeah, it's surprising to me that it's not as high as you think it would be, or at least as high as it has been in the past.
53.5% of a player's height as measured in spring training is the top of the zone now.
So if you think about it, it's just a couple inches above the belt almost.
Now it's 3-0 on Kurtz. That's ball 4, so Kurtz draws a 4-pitch walk, and the A's have 2 runners on. Yeah, there's different builds too, right? So Kurtz has long legs.
Yep.
You know, Langoliers is more of a stocky guy, so his proportion of his leg height to his torso maybe not the same as Kurtz. So you have to get used to that. One guy's top of the strike zone might be just above the belt, and another guy's might be a few inches above the belt to a half foot above. Here's Langoliers, and there's a strike. Lear struck out swinging his first time up. That walk by Imai was his first walk of the game.
That's a good sign for the Astros. In the sense that it was his first walk, not exactly the timing. Having to face the hottest hitter in the A's lineup with a couple of runners on.
Langoliers did strike out his first time up. What did he get him with the first time?
Got him with a slider. That was a little more of a downer pitch below the zone. Got the swing over the top.
Oh, that's the one that dropped?
Yeah.
Trying again with a slider again. Good catch by Fan, who brought his glove. Imai trying to work around 2 runners on for the first time today. 50th pitch of his second start in the major leagues. Got him. Second time he has struck out the red hot Shea Langoliers, and the Astros get through the inning without a run scoring. 2 left on. It's still 4-0 Houston.
play is driven by Toyota. And man, Carlos Correa toyed with Athletics pitching during that COVID season, playing Division Series out there in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium, and he throttled Athletics pitching to the tune of a 1754 OPS, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, basically single-handedly moving the Astros on.
That was the year. That was so many different things happening that year.
Oh.
That was the year the Astros finished below 500 in the regular season. Had to go to Minnesota and start a series with a team that Carlos would eventually play for, the Twins. And it was before that first best of 3 in Minnesota that Carlos got the guys together. Had a little fire and brimstone clubhouse speech and said, what we just did the last 60 games, that's not us. It's time to go. And they went.
He had an incredible postseason all the way against Tampa Bay and San Diego, hitting bombs.
Almost got to the World Series that year, fell 1 game short against the Rays in Game 7 of the ALCS. And that was a team that did not do anything in the regular season and all of a sudden turned it on when it mattered the most. Correa draws a 4-pitch walk. We thought it would be a short leash this inning with bullpen action going, and that's about as short as it gets. 4 pitches into the 4th, and Luis Morales' day is done. So Christian Walker, who hit a home run against him last time and has an RBI single, will face a new pitcher when we come back.
Top of the 4th inning, and the Astros have 4 runs on the board to go with their 8 hits. That is the lead they have over the Athletics as Elvis Alvarado comes in out of the bullpen to make his 4th appearance. 2 2/3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. This is a live right arm. He can be in the upper 90s with his fastball.
First batter he faces is Christian Walker, who has driven in 2 of the 4 runs for the Astros today. And goes after the first pitch and misses 98. It's 0-1.
Back to the big swing off the bat of Christian Walker. A laser over the left field wall at 383 feet. That's the first home run of the year for Christian.
Fastball missing up, and it's 1-1. Christian Walker now with 15 hard hit baseballs on the season. That is tops in the American League. He had been tied with his teammate Yordan Alvarez coming in. There you see the leaderboard.
Hardest hit ball of the afternoon at 108.2 on that home run.
Ooh. 2-1 the count. Did you see it was like a 20% launch angle?
Yeah, it was a 20-degree launch angle. That was just an absolute laser. And he knows his pop. He knew that ball was gone as soon as he hit it. It's pretty impressive.
This is that pitch up. It's 2-2. Walker now up to a team leading 9 runs batted in. the same number of RBIs as games played early in the season for the Astros.
It's a good pace.
It is a real nice pace. Carlos Correa, leadoff base runner after a walk. Luis Morales giving way now to Elvis Alvarado. Off the plate, 3-2. Walker's also drawn 3 walks on the season. There goes Correa, and the pitch is down, ball 4. So Walker draws a walk. He's on base for the 3rd time. And Plummer, with Correa on the move, that shows you that Joe Espada is really confident in Christian Walker's swing in 2026. I'm not sure if he would have made that same maneuver in 25 at times when Christian was struggling.
That's an excellent point. Because when you start to see 3-2 counts and the runners on the move, that is more of an indication of how the hitter is feeling. To TK's point, ultimate confidence in sending Correa with Walker up there.
This ball looped to left field, slicing towards the corner. It's a fair ball. Correa is going to be able to score as it bounces over the wall for an automatic double. Joey Loperfido's on base for the 3rd straight time as he doubles in a run, and the Astros lead 5-0.
Joey Lopes having an afternoon here. 2nd hit in the game. He's been on base all 3 times and drives in a run. He is not waiting around. Got a fastball to his enjoyment and sliced it away from Soderstrom and got it on the track, but unfortunately jumps out of the stadium.
Now infield in with Yainer Diaz batting. Yainer goes after the first pitch and pops a foul out of play. Yainer has flied out to right and hit into a double play. So last year when Yainer split time between catching and DH, he hit 19 of his 20 home runs as a catcher, just 1 as a DH. DHing today for the first time, just trying to hit a fly ball here to score the Astros' 6th run of the game. Instead, he goes through the middle. That'll score at least 1. Loperfido being waved around. He's going to score. 2 RBI base hit for Yainer Diaz, taking advantage of the drawn-in infield. It's 7-0 Houston.
That is beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see with a drawn-in infield. There's just something hit quickly through the infield, and that's exactly what Yainer did. Astros adding on a couple of more.
And you can never have enough runs here. It's only the 4th inning. Astros have had so much traffic today. They stranded 8 runs in the first 3 innings. But in this inning, they are making them cash as the first 4 batters have all reached, as Jake Myers, now who has reached twice, will bat for a 3rd time. Walker's already reached 3 times. Yordan Alvarez has already reached 3 times. Joey Loperfido's already reached 3 times. And the guys at the bottom of the order, Myers and Vasquez, both reaching their first 2 times up. Myers sends one to left field. Well struck. Back on it goes Soderstrom. He makes the catch in front of the wall. Retreating back to first base will be Yainer Diaz. Jake Myers with 3 home runs last year, making a bid here.
The Straight Talk stats are delivered by Verizon, and last season through 8 games, you can see the Astros struggling to score runs and get hits. This season, a much different story. You've got a healthy Yordan Alvarez, you've got a healthy Christian Walker, you've got a very selective Jose Altuve, and that's how you end up with 30 extra base hits and 37 walks to go with 49 runs. The Astros offense off to a quick start here in 2026.
Yeah, averaging 6.13 runs per game. Only Milwaukee and Washington in the National League have averaged more runs per game than the Astros. So the Astros #1 in the AL.
It's a good way to cover up a rotation that's having issues with the ERA.
And the rotation coming in 5.72. And that's despite Lance McCullers Jr.'s brilliance and the Hunter Brown 2 very good starts his first 2 times out. Here's Christian Vasquez. Vasquez has hit 2 balls that easily could have him in an 0 for 2 hole, and instead he's 2 for 2 with an RBI. He hit a ground ball to third that took a bad hop on Max Muncy for a hit. Then he hit a fly ball to left that Tyler Soderstrom never saw for a double. This ball grounded towards third. They go to second for 1, and this time they are able to turn the double play on Vasquez to get out of the inning. So the Astros do add to their lead with a 3 spot in the 4th. It's now 7-0.
A's tomorrow at 2:30 on Space City Home Network.
Enjoy the premier experience at Daikin Park with group and suite tickets. Whether you're looking to host colleagues, clients, or friends, there's an option for you. Visit astros.com/groups or astros.com/suites to learn more. Hey, TK, on the battery of Imai and Vasquez, Joe Espada was talking about this before that last start, or that last time they worked together, saying that Vasquez would be perfect in this scenario. Gave him plenty of days for him to prep before that start, just to work with him, talk with him. Of course, that's what Christian Vasquez loves to do, but also he loved the idea of Vasquez being able to help him control any emotions that he would have out there, knowing that Imai might have some nerves before his first big league game to kick off.
Yeah, I'm curious, and we mentioned, Julia, the last inning or a couple innings ago. We're kind of learning about this guy as we go along. As you watch him, because you're right there in the dugout, there's no more a dugout proximity like you have here in Sacramento. What's Imai's routine in between innings? Have you noticed what he's been doing?
He's active, and I'm not sure if anyone told him about the new room. I don't think he's been in there.
No.
The privacy room over here.
So when you say he's active, he's bouncing around?
He's bouncing around. He's stretching. He's actually doing his delivery motion at times, just staying warm, but he's in the dugout. You know, they've built, in case you missed it yesterday, they've kind of built on, they've made a room here for starting pitchers to be able to go in and take a moment, just get away from everything, whatever it is they do in between innings. I'm not sure Imai's even made it in there yet.
Did Christian? Javier?
He did, yes.
Swing and a miss. Imai with 6 strikeouts today, 2 more than his previous start. So every strikeout is a new career high for him in the major leagues.
Another slider. Yeah, that thing looks like a wiffle ball going in there, doesn't it?
Plummer, I have seen his slider move 3 different ways today.
Yeah.
That one went down and into the lefty. He's thrown one away from the lefty, Jeff McNeil, and then he's thrown a couple to Langoliers that have just dropped. So he can manipulate the shape 3 different ways, it appears.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm seeing the same thing.
It's crazy.
And that's what's pretty impressive right there, is he's just threw that slider and fastball on the same plane, same release point, same part of the plate.
I like he's smooth, right? He just drops in 95. Like, okay.
He doesn't have one of those exaggerated Japanese windups where there's a hesitation at the stop or a big leg kick. He just kind of lifts that leg and brings the right arm through.
Swing and a miss. Imai's rolling. That's 3 in a row and 7 in the game for Tatsuya Imai, who's feeling more and more comfortable with every inning. See that personality come out.
Yeah, and he's developing a rapport with Christian Vasquez back there too, because a lot of this is pitch calling and Imai having the confidence to go out there. That is a four-seamer that runs back on the plate because of the release that he has at that low 3/4 almost.
Fun to watch. I mean, he does things unorthodox compared to other pitchers. How about Correa going down to the ground? Carlos making a play, and Imai says, I appreciate you at third base with that play. He's going to wait for him and give him some love. Imai with a 1-2-3-4. Been on base twice today. The Astros have had at least 3 base runners on in every inning, as they have scored 7 runs. They've also stranded 8 runners as they start the 5th, facing Alvarado in his 2nd inning of work. And Pena goes after the first pitch, and he'll be another base runner for the Astros. Pena bidding for his 2nd double, and he'll get there easily. Jeremy with his 3rd double of the series and his 2nd of the day, on base for a 3rd time.
Man loves hitting fastballs. Got another one right there. Didn't exactly smash it, but placed it beautifully down that left field line.
Now Jordan, who has shown so much respect from his fellow countryman Luis Morales that he has not had a chance to put a ball in play yet today. He walked 3 times, last time and the first time on 4 pitches. Jordan has barely seen a strike today as he faces Alvarado here for the first time. And another one off the plate to Jordan. It's 1-0. Alvarado facing Alvarez. Jordan now up to 9 walks on the season, tied with Jose Altuve for 2nd in the AL behind Mike Trout. There's a strike. Jordan has that on base percentage up to .568 with his 3 walks today.
That's great.
And it's 2-1. So whoever hits behind Jordan has been Isaac Paredes a lot this year. And if you're just joining us for the series, Isaac has left the team. He is away for a bereavement leave. And Altuve's been hitting 3rd behind Jordan in the absence of Isaac. But whoever hits 3rd behind Jordan is going to be hitting with traffic all season long.
You are correct.
Jose has already had in his 3 at-bats 8 runners on base today. 2 on in the first, bases loaded second, bases loaded third. Ooh, Jordan got a pitch he liked. In his 3 at-bats, 8 runners on base today. 2 on in the first, bases loaded second, bases loaded third. Ooh, Jordan got a pitch he liked and he missed it. It's 3-2.
Yeah, he was sitting on that fastball. He did get one up that he could handle. Came in there at 99.5 miles an hour. But still able to command that zone. Didn't chase on that pitch. That was a strike.
That's in. 4th time Jordan has drawn a walk today. We're only in the 5th inning. He might set a team record.
Tuve coming to the plate, and there you can see his 8 hits on our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And the pitches he's doing it to, but a lot of those pitches up, out, over the plate. That slider down and in is really the only one out of the zone. He has done a great job of laying off pitches, forcing pitchers into the zone. Not missing those pitches inside the zone is a key too.
Altuve now with 10 base runners on in his first 4 plate appearances takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He's already tied his career high, which he did back in 2019. 4 walks today for Jordan, tying a career high. Through the middle, and it's going to be caught by McNeil. Stepping on the bag is Wilson, and they turn a double play. On the play, Pena moves to 3rd. So the A's turn their 3rd double play of the day. Now Carlos Correa. Carlos drew a walk last time and scored a run. That one's wide, ball 1. Usually when you turn a lot of double plays, you're not stranding a lot of runners. But the A's have turned 3 double plays, but there's been so much traffic that despite that, the Astros have already left 8 on. Correa trying to not make it 9 with Pena sitting at 3rd base here with 2 outs. Carlos with battles. He's down to the count now, 1-2.
This is the 11th at bat already in this game with a runner in scoring position for the Astros. Yeah.
In the 5th inning.
In the 5th inning. They're 4 for 10 right now.
Correa hit into one of those double plays back in the 1st inning. Sends this one to center, playable for Clark, and the Astros will strand a runner as they have now left 9 on, but they lead 7-0 as we're halfway home.
Time for Astros Trivia, powered by Reliant. Jeff Bagwell and Lance Berkman are 2 of 4 players in team history with 120 RBI or more in a single season. Who are the other 2?
Underway in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Tatsuya Imai looked very comfortable last inning, like he is in the best rhythm we have seen in his 2 starts right now. He's retired 6 of the last 7 batters, and 4 of them have been via strikeout, and he's ahead 0-2 on Lawrence Butler. Now one off the plate, 1-2. Butler struck out swinging his first time up. Imai was 7 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. Give him 8. Tatsuya Imai rolling along as he strikes out Butler to start the inning. How about the sliders and the difference of where the pitch goes for 3 different strikeouts?
Yeah, that one fading away, which is just odd with the rotation. That one, the bottom drops out of it below the swing, and then this one kind of backs up and then busts into the left-handed hitter.
All sliders, all strikeouts, 3 different shape profiles.
Yep. Good luck with that.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, today's start kind of living up to what we kind of saw in scouting reports in talking about that slider before Imai's opportunity here, but he has looked in control, in command, relaxed. The fastball definitely coming out of the hand better than it did in that first start. And he has just been filling up that strike zone.
Yeah, Plummer, the strike percentage has gotten better as the game's gone along.
It really has, right?
He is just locked in right now, getting ahead 0-2 on Butler, now 0-2 on Muncy. And that's close, but just a little bit of a miss. It's 1-2. Muncy is the only one who's hit a baseball at over 100 miles an hour today against Imai. Muncy has done that against the Astros all 5 at-bats so far in this series. This one is not at over 100 miles an hour. Altuve will charge, and his bare hand attempt is missed. And that means Muncy, even on a ground ball that he doesn't hit very hard, is going to reach here with 1 out.
Yeah, that one's not going to light up the radar gun. But now 3 hits in the game for the A's, and 2 of them by Max Muncy. Altuve opting for the bare hand right here. Do or die play as that ball got past Imai.
Muncy with his 5th hit of the series and 6 at bats. And now Jeff McNeil will bat. McNeil was the strikeout victim of that first of those 3 slider sequences that you saw with that pitch that faded on him. First one misses up and away, 1-0. That's in the air to left field. Back on it goes Yordan Alvarez, and he continues to drip back and makes the catch over his shoulder on the warning track. Hit pretty well by McNeil the other way, but he's out number 2. Ball carried pretty well.
Yeah, it's early. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Astros, the official source for your Houston Astros gear. Yeah, maybe a little bit further into summer, you might get even more late life out of some of those fly balls here at Sutter Health Park.
Denzel Clark popped up to Christian Vasquez in foul territory his first time up. This is an A's team that put up 11 on the Astros in last night's game. But Tatsuya Imai has come in today and thrown so far 5 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts in the mix. Imai continues to roll in West Sacramento at 7-0 Astros.
Next generations of leaders in our community.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Texas Mattress Makers. Get your best night's sleep for the best price now with 9 Houston showrooms. Visit TexasMattressMakers.com. By the journeymen and apprentices at Pipe Fitters Local 211, answering the call since 1949. And by Jack in the Box. The hot mess is back as a munchie meal for Jack's 75th anniversary.
It's pretty good flight pattern. Your drone skills have gotten way better over the offseason.
Love the drones. Carlos Correa facing a new pitcher for the A's here as we start the Christian Walker facing a new pitcher for the A's as we start the 6th inning.
Logan Harris getting the call coming out of the bullpen. Last time he was on the bump, he had to go 2 innings against Atlanta. Had a couple of strikeouts in that outing.
Walker has been on base 3 times today. An RBI single in the first, a line drive home run in the third, and a walk in the fourth. He has driven into and he's scored 2. Christian will go 3 for 3 and get on base for a 4th time today as he slices one to the corner and right. Christian Walker, the major league leader in doubles, now has 6 of them on the year. Have yourself a day, Seawalker.
Gotta love it. Spraying the ball all over the place.
Walker bumping that average up to 367 with that double. Joey Loperfito's been on base all 3 times. And make it 4 for 4. Joey Loperfito delivers an RBI single. And the Astros take an 8-0 lead. Walker and Loperfito on 8 times combined as Loperfito drives in another run, his 2nd RBI of the day.
Joey has been swinging a great bat. Nice little 1-2 punch in this lineup for the Astros. Walker to Loperfito. But he has stayed up the middle with a lot of these base hits, which I absolutely love, using the big part of the field.
One nice thing about that for Joey was lefty on lefty, his first hit against a lefty this season. He had been 7 for 17 against righties. Now 1 for 4 against left-hand pitching with his first hit against the southpaw this year. Here's Yainer Diaz. Yainer drove in a couple when the infield was in last time, and he grounded one through the middle for a 2 RBI base hit. So the Astros, who had that string of 4 consecutive games with 8 runs or more, facing the Angels and the Red Sox. snapped in the final game of the homestand, and then obviously yesterday they did not reach 8 runs, but now they're back to 8 again today. 3-0 the count to Yiner. Astros up to 13 hits in the game. Yiner slices one, long run. Butler could be trouble if it's fair, and it's just foul down the right field side. The count goes full. The Astros were shut down by Jeffrey Springs on 2 hits and 1 walk over 6 innings. But today, A's pitching has walked 8 Astros, and the Astros also have 13 hits plus a hit by pitch. It's 22 base runners so far, and we play in the 6th inning. Last inning was the first inning the Astros didn't have at least 3 runners on, and they only had 2 on last inning.
Staying firm against Yiner in this 3-2 count.
Hogan Harris, third pitcher of the day for the A's, first lefty. And Yiner watches a close one. They're going to challenge that. Yiner thought he had drawn a walk, but here comes the challenge from Shea Langoliers. That's going to be a walk for Yiner. That's the second time that's happened to Yiner, where he's been challenged on a walk. Nobody believes he could draw a walk. He doesn't draw a lot of them, but Yiner will take that as that is the 9th walk issued by A's pitching.
He doesn't walk a lot, but when he does, it is a walk.
5 out of 6 innings, the Astros have had at least 3 runners on now, including this inning. Jake Myers, the batter, he's been on twice, and also flying out to deep left his last time up.
Yeah, they're going to have to add dirt to the infield with the ruts that the Astros base runners are putting out there. There's been just constant traffic throughout this game.
1-1 the count to Jake. Starting pitcher Luis Morales walked 6. Elvis Alvarado out of the pen walked a couple, and now Hogan Harris with his first walk. A's won the opener 11-4. They led 11-1 in the game when the Astros kind of emptied their bench last night. That is the first strikeout of the game for the A's. So with all this traffic, they had not picked up a strikeout until the first out of the 6th inning. There's some hard throwers in there too, not picking up any strikeouts. So really good at bats by the Astros today as Christian Vasquez bats for a 4th time. Christian fouls one back, 0-1.
Now only 1 strikeout in this game means the Astros are riding a contact high.
That ball is slicing. If it stays fair, and it does, it's going to be another run. Here comes Joey Loperfido trotting home. To third base goes Yiner Diaz, and to second base goes Christian Vasquez with a double. His 3rd hit of the game. And he points out to the bullpen after an RBI double that makes it Astros 9 and A's nothing.
Not gonna lie, I'm rather enjoying the level of greediness by these Astros hitters. Inside outing this one for Christian Vasquez, and able to just keep it inside that right field line, picks up an RBI and a double.
Nick Allen, who went 2 for 2 yesterday off the bench, is going to get an at-bat here, so Jeremy Pena's day is over. Yesterday, it was Christian Walker, Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, and Yordan Alvarez getting a shortened game. So now Pena gets a shortened game as Yordan is still in there. He steps into the on-deck circle. Nick Allen, the former A, who was with the Athletics from 2022 to 2024, went 3 for 10 in the stadium last year as a Brave, and now he's 2 for 2 as an Astro in this building. So since leaving the Athletics, he is 5 for 12 in his career against his former team. And by the way, we mentioned Bryce Matthews had the hardest exit velocity or hardest throw of any outfielder this year for an Astro. Yesterday, Nick Allen had the hardest throw for any infielder.
Really?
Of any Astro this year.
That one from third base?
Yep.
Nice.
Ground ball with the infield in is not going to get the job done. Jacob Wilson takes care of that for the first out. Julia.
Power play is presented by HEB. Yordan Alvarez had a nice milestone. He had the sac fly last night. It was just how fast he did that, though. Getting to 500 RBIs was so impressive among active players. Did it in the fewest amount of games, 685 contests to collect those 500 RBI. Got a nice groove to start the season, TK.
Will he see a pitch to hit here? There is a base open, but it is already 9-0. He has walked 4 times, Plummer.
Going for a 5th. But even though it's left on left, doesn't mean he doesn't have the opportunity to do damage. One of the fastest to 500 RBIs. He's got a knock.
2 more runs batted in. No, they're going to hold Vasquez at third. They do not want to have even the thought of a play at home plate. Yordan with an RBI single, on base for a 5th time today. 4 walks and a single for Yordan as the Astros now have double figures. It is 10-0.
Got a breaking ball way up in the zone that ended up coming right back down into the swing path of Yordan. See, that foot got down a little bit early, but keeps the hands back wonderfully to pick up that RBI base hit. 4 walks, and on his 5th at bat gets a base hit and RBI. And that's Barry Bonds type stuff.
It's ridiculous is what it is. On base 5 times. He was already the on base percentage leader in the American League coming in at .529, and now he adds 5 on base in 5 plate appearances. Jose Altuve is batting with 2 more on base. He has had 12 runners on base in his 5 plate appearances today.
It's incredible.
2 on in the first when he had the RBI single, bases loaded in the second, bases loaded in the third, and now 2 more on in the 5th and 2 more on in the 6th. That's a dozen base runners of traffic for Altuve, and we're only in the 6th inning. Altuve with a 2-0 count here. Hogan Harris facing his 8th batter of the inning. And more bullpen action going for the A's as the Astros have come out swinging today with 15 hits and 10 runs. And now it's 3-0 on Altuve with Mr. Bases loaded on deck, Carlos Correa. There's a strike. Now Jose can go to trying to find a pitch he can drive here. 10-0 Houston.
He was trying to leave on that fastball. Took a big hack at it. Just missed it. Should be an action count right here. Send Yordan and see what Altuve can do.
That's going to be ball 4. Altuve draws another walk, so he joins Yordan Alvarez with 10 walks drawn on the year to lead the team, and now tied Mike Trout for the most walks in the American League and the major leagues. Bases loaded for Carlos Correa. We've said that a few times this year. Correa, the cleanup hitter, batting for the 5th time. We're in the 6th inning.
Man, a lot of pitches out of the zone for the Athletics. A lot of deep counts. Astros doing a good job of showing a great deal of patience.
Yeah, the ball to strike ratio is basically 50-50 for the game, with the pitch count at 137 in the 6th inning.
Plenty of game left.
72 strikes, 66 balls. And Correa is going to ground one to third. The Astros will strand 3 more. If you only look at the left on base column, it seems like a tough game for the Astros because they have left 12 on. But they've also scored 10 today. It's 10-0 Houston.
Stream your Astros direct with Space City Home Network Plus.
And the Astros right back in at 6-4.
Download today at SCHNplus.com.
We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tatsuya Imai facing the lineup for a 3rd time through. Nick Kurtz has not been retired yet. He's been on base with a single and a walk. There have only been 2 of the 9 hitters in the A's lineup that have been on base, and they've both been on base twice. Kurtz in the 1 spot, and Max Muncy hitting 7th. Muncy has 2 hits. Kurtz has the other one. This ball driven foul. Over the berm and out of the stadium. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he got quick on that. We're going to end up picking that one up on the way back to the hotel.
It was a fun walk last night, going across the Tower Bridge with all the fireworks on a Friday night here in West Sacramento. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2.
Yeah, we were dodging those fireworks on the walk back. That was pretty incredible. Also witnessed the rare purple light shining into the sky as the Sacramento Kings picked up a victory.
The purple beam was shining brightly. Imai's got 8 strikeouts. And put in play. Correa moves to his right, off balance throw wide, but Walker makes the tag on Kurtz for the out. Correa to Walker for out number 1 of the 6th.
Through 5 innings, Imai moving that baseball around the strike zone. You can see getting 8 outs on the slider, 5 on the 4-seam, and 1 on the split. Also has a double play mixed in there. But you can see that slider literally all over the place. More direction on that 4-seam fastball, getting some elevated strikeouts. But the slider down and the split down seem to be a good swing and miss pitch, and it's all about getting ahead early in counts, and that's exactly what Imai has been doing.
And piggybacking off what you said earlier in the game. If you're a guy in the dugout facing Imai for the first time, and you come back after you see that slider, and you say, what does it do? It could do 3 different things depending on which hitter you ask. It's impossible to really game plan from hitter to hitter, and you see guys trying to trade secrets as they see a pitcher for the first. But it's hard against this guy.
Yeah, and then you pull up the iPad and it reinforces what the guy said, because you're going, no way you just said it backed up. I don't believe you. You know, you must have been seeing things. And then you pull up the iPad, look at the guys at bat, see the release being a slider, and it goes away from Jeff McNeil, and you're going, okay, that's what it's doing. And then you get up there and it breaks into Soderstrom. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of fun.
Look. Astros fans at home watching Tatsuya Imai along with us, because we didn't have any of his broadcasts in his spring training starts. He made 3 spring training starts. None of them were on SCHN. So this is the second time we've seen him live, and obviously the first time was a limited 2 2/3. This time he is looking good. Shea Langolier is as hot as anybody in baseball coming into this series. Strikes out 3 times today against Imai, and that's now 9 strikeouts in the game.
And I think if you ask him what that slider's doing, he may give you 3 different answers. He goes down swinging on another slider, that one literally backing up under the swing.
It's crazy. Glad he's on our side.
Yeah, but that's why we're astonished. You know, we're kind of, like you said, we're learning Imai. So we're kind of having a little bit of fun trying to figure out what exactly his pitchers are doing. And this may be the theme throughout the course of the season, that slider can do a couple of different things. But it's a little bit of a throwback, because he adds and subtracts speeds to the pitches. He's got a couple of different breaking balls. He's got a couple of different splits and change-ups. So it makes it really tough to just go out there and say, okay, I'm not going to swing at the change or the slider. I'm going to try and sit on the fastball change-up. That's not easy to do.
He's fallen behind Soderstrom here 3-0. One thing he's done very well, especially compared to his last start, is his strike percentage way better this start than last time when he threw 36 strikes and 74 pitches. Today he's got 52 strikes out of 83 as he catches the corner there for a 3-1 count. How about the last couple of innings? 10 pitches and 12 pitches after 50 in the first 3. Now he's back in the count after being down 3-0 as Soderstrom misses that 3-1 pitch.
I'm curious to see what he does right here, because his last 2 fastballs, maybe 93.5, upper 93, almost 94 miles an hour on a fastball. See if he goes for a little bit extra here. 95.
Good call.
Yeah, picked up about 1.2 miles per hour on that.
But he's a guy that can really manipulate the speed on his fastball.
It's amazing. Yeah, you know, some of the scouting reports that I saw coming out of Japan said that his fastball will be between 91 and 99. And last start he was 94 to 98.
And that'll be the walk. You can see Imai was frustrated, didn't get that close pitch as Kaiwei Tang begins to loosen up in the Astros pen. First bullpen action of the day for Houston. That is the second walk allowed by Tatsuya. And now Brett Rooker will bat. Rooker has flied out to right and also one of the strikeout victims. So 2 walks to go along with 3 hits allowed by Imai through 5 2/3 as Rooker watches one wide, 1-0. I would think after 74 pitches in his first outing, the Astros probably don't want to approach 100 today. So this will be his 90th pitch of the afternoon. I imagine he's working with less than 10 pitches to go in his start today. It's 1-1. He would love to get through 6 shutout against an Oakland team that put up 11 last night. And he's 1-2 on Rooker. 97.
87.
Oh,
that was that wicked slider.
That was that down in his slider.
Yeah, just a slider that fades. And that's not a sentence I've ever said before in my life.
Can he pick up a 10th strikeout? Not on that pitch as it's grounded foul.
Rooker did a really good job of forcing himself to stay on that pitch to be able to foul it off. Got 17 swings and misses in this game for Imai.
How many on the slider?
He's got 9 on the slider, 6 on the fastball.
Looking for one more to get through 6 shutout, and instead it's up 2-2. Tatsuya Imai, 27-year-old in his second major league start. A little bit low in a full count after a 2-out walk on a full count. So now, pretty important pitch if Imai wants to get through 6 innings here. Even though it's 10-0, he really wants to finish this inning.
That last pitch at 96.
There you go.
Yep.
Might have been his firmest fastball of the day. Time is called.
Very, very late.
It's a pitch timer violation for a walk.
That's frustrating.
Timer violation called by Vic Carapazza, the home plate umpire, as Imai did not deliver in time. So that'll be the 3rd walk charge. And is Joe Espada going to let him face one more batter? Joe's coming out of the dugout. So Imai will go 5 2/3 today, and he'll leave with 2 runners on after back-to-back walks. A little frustrating way to end a brilliant outing as he plays catch with the ball in his glove. He will get a nice hand from the Astros fans that are here and also from his teammates. That is quite an outing as he gets stabbed up by all his infielders. 5 2/3 to this point of shutout baseball, allowing 3 walks and 3 hits. He's responsible for the 2 runners on.
Daniels.
SCHN continues our live game coverage of the Houston Astros as they take on the Athletics tomorrow. Another day game coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. with Astros pregame presented by Toyota. SCHN is your home for the Houston Astros. Great outing from Imai. Tough way to end it, but a brilliant outing as he gives way to Kai-Wei Tang. Tang's numbers on the season: 3 innings, 2.70 is at ERA.
2 on, 2 outs, and Jacob Wilson the batter. And Wilson down to the count 0-2 after a called strike and now a foul ball. Imai at 94 pitches, leaves after 5 2/3. Kai-Wei Tang trying to make those 5 2/3 innings of shutout baseball if he can get Jacob Wilson here. Sweeps wide. It's 1-2. Kai-Wei Tang came over from the Giants in an off-season trade. Wilson lays off that pitch at 2-2. Two-out walk to Tyler Soderstrom, and then a timer violation walk to Brent Rooker, putting 2 runners on. That one skips past Christian Vasquez and gets lodged behind home plate, so both runners will advance 90 feet, and now the count's full.
It's a good old-fashioned yank right there.
Ground ball towards short. Charging it is the new shortstop, and that is Nick Allen, who makes the play to first for the final out of the inning. So the Astros get through the 6th. Kai-Wei Tang does go 5-2, or Tatsuya Imai does go 5 2/3 innings of shutout base.
around us and travel and this and that.
Time to reveal the winner of today's Chevy Stroh poll. Which new or young, sometimes both, Astros player would be the first to make an all-star team or win an MLB award? And Cam Smith getting the day off today with a 57% win today. Tatsuya Imai probably got some votes along the way as his outing continued. He got 27%. And Bryce Matthews, the local kid, getting a solid 16% as well. There's Bryce and Cam and Jeremy Pena, whose day is done for the rest of the day. As we head into the 7th inning with the A's going with their 4th pitcher of the day.
It's going to be right-hander Luis Medina coming into this game. He also pitched on April 1st in Atlanta, and he also pitched 2 innings, very similar to Hogan Harris. Only picked up 1 strikeout, gave up a hit in that outing.
Well, Christian Walker has had a perfect day, as you see Medina's numbers in 2 games this year. Walker has driven in 2 runs. He has scored 3 runs. He is a triple shy of the cycle, hitting for the 5th time. He already has a single in the 1st, a home run in the 3rd, a walk in the 4th, and a double in the 6th. Quite a pick by Kevin Eschenfelder in the pick the stick contest today.
Yeah, Christian is enjoying this Easter weekend so far.
One pitch is fouled away. Walker and Joey Loperfido, who's on deck, have combined to reach 8 times today. Loperfido's also 3 for 3 with a walk, and Joey has knocked in a couple of runs as well and scored 2 runs. That one's off the plate. He's pitching with 9 walks and 15 hits allowed today. Check that, 10 walks. I missed one. There's a swing and a miss. Walker down for the first time today. Medina Picks up a strikeout of the first batter he faces. Only the second strikeout for the A's today.
Needed 100 miles an hour to get it.
So the perfect day continues for Yordan Alvarez and Joey Loperfido. We'll see if Joey can continue it. They had 3 guys going with perfect days until that Walker strikeout. Joey takes one down for ball 1. They are going to challenge. New catcher is Austin Wynns. He's going to challenge that call. Shane Langoliers is now out of the game.
It's close. Got it.
Strike.
So a good challenge by the new catcher as he picks up a strike for his reliever Medina. It's 0-1 on Joey.
To your point, with all the walks and hits, the Astros are 7 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
Now Joey chases one off the plate. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Medina's got some interesting stuff. He struck out Christian Walker with 100 miles an hour and just threw a 91-mile-an-hour changeup to Joey Loperfido.
Wynns is the new catcher. That's not the only change for the A's this inning. Carlos Cortez is the new left fielder. So Soderstrom and Langoliers are out of the game. The Astros lead big. It's been a couple of big leads in this series. The A's led 11-1 yesterday, and the Astros lead at 10-0 today. Loperfido retired for the first time. So Medina, the one guy, the A's staff able to strike out a couple of guys today. Capture your favorite Astros memories and make them a permanent part of Daikin Park with the Astros Legacy Brick Program. Learn more and purchase your brick today at astros.com/bricks. Yainer Diaz, designated hitter today, bats for a 5th time. Yainer 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Waves at that slider, 0-1. Won the count to Diaz. Nobody warming for the Astros. Kai-Wei Teng's a guy that can give you an inning and a third, maybe even 2 1/3 innings if you try and stretch him out a little bit today. That ball is going to be into right field for a base hit for Yainer Diaz. He's been on base his last 3 times. His 2nd hit of the day, and the Astros now up to 16 hits.
Job by Yainer, inside outing 99.
I would think there are a lot of players who do enjoy DHing that kind of like the day off from running out to the field every half inning, but for Yainer it's a whole different level. You have to, as a catcher, there's so much more involved. When you get the day off from catching, only you have to think about hitting. That's why it's kind of surprising his DH numbers weren't better last year. You would think as a catcher, DHing is just like a blessing.
Yeah, just leave your brain in the locker. You know, don't have to bring that out because you're doing so much defensively, trying to catch, call games, manage egos, and then go out there and try and get some knocks. But how about DHing here? You got nowhere to go. You just got to sit in the dugout and wait your turn.
Hang out with Julia.
Maybe take over that, turn that pitcher room into a hitter room.
Oh, yeah, because he might didn't use it today. Well, Yainer's happy. On base 3 times today.
We're happy. Yainer's happy.
Right. We're all happy today. 10-0 game in the 7th makes everybody happy. Wonder if they brought the happy lights on this road trip.
Ooh.
Getting a thumbs up from Julia. They did bring them. It's a good sign. Happy lights.
Do the happy lights reflect off the disco ball? No more disco ball? I don't know.
This is not exactly a clubhouse that encourages celebrations. As we head to the seventh inning stretch with Jake Myers grounding into fielder's choice. Seventh inning stretch time. It's time for us to go back to Houston. What a day for the pick the stick.
We got a lot to talk about coming up here.
Good teams have the ability to turn the page quickly, and after a game like last night, the Astros move on and pick up right where they left off on the homestand. The offense has been relentless. Tetsuya Imai looked really comfortable today, much better than his first outing.
All right, we'll have all the highlights coming up. We'll see you then.
More. All this for just $45. Sign up at astros.com/buddies and become part of the team today.
Best in Texas power pitcher is driven by Ford. Imai in a bounce back start. His second start as an Astro went beautifully. 5 2/3, 3 hits, 18 swings and misses, and a career high 9 strikeouts in this game. He took him 94 pitches to get there, but did a very good job of throwing strikes early and getting to that wicked slider that we had so much fun watching today. Today was Tetsuya Imai's day.
This ball skied high in the air. Cam Smith is the new right fielder, but he's going to let Jake Myers shield his eyes and take that play. Cam is now into the game, and Joey Loperfido moving from right field to left field. So Yordan Alvarez ends the day with 4 walks and a single, on base all 5 times. And Yordan has a shortened game for the second straight time in Sacramento. Kai-Wei Tang got the final out of the 6th inning, now pitching here in the 7th. Max Muncy has been a tough guy for the Astros to retire in this series. He's 2 for 2 today. He's 5 for 6 in the series. The only time he was retired, he hit the ball 102.7 miles an hour into a double play at the end of the game last night. There's a strike called on the 23-year-old third baseman. It's 0-2. Muncy came into the series just 4 for 22, but he has found something here in his home stadium. Last night, his weakest hit of his 4 at-bats in terms of exit velocity was his home run. You never see that, right?
No.
He was just raking. Hopefully Kai-Wei Tang can figure him out, because no other Astro pitcher has in this series. Oh, he gets a check swing, close, but no swing. It's 2-2. Got him. Got him to chase on the 2-2 pitch. That's the first strikeout for Tang, and there's 2 away. All in, all the time is presented by Dalian Black. Christian Vasquez getting the start today. How about what he did in the postseason in 2022? You don't often hear about catchers' ERAs, but when Christian Vasquez was behind the plate, including that no-hitter started by Christian Javier, and all the way through the postseason, his catcher's ERA was 0.27, 1 run allowed in 33 innings behind the dish. Jeff McNeil delivers a 2-out single here in the 7th inning. 1 run, Blummer, in 33 postseason innings.
And usually when you're playing in the postseason, you're facing some pretty good teams. You know? So, I mean, that kind of really emphasizes his effectiveness behind the plate. I think what kind of goes, what doesn't get talked about enough is how being a good receiver can put your pitcher in a good rhythm. And if you guys are working well together, you're getting the ball back on time, you don't feel like you're wasting much time in between pitches, you're efficient, and you don't have to worry about shaking. Just grab the ball, listen to pitch com, and go. And as a catcher, you got to be ready for the next pitch. You know what's coming this pitch, but you got to be ready to give that pitch com signal that as soon as the pitcher gets the ball back.
Vasquez working very well with Tatsuya Imai, and this start, he's caught Imai's 2 major league starts so far. He has great numbers working together with Christian Javier in his career. Count is 1-1 on Denzel Clark. Clark has popped up and grounded out, and Tang gets ahead 1-2.
96?
Was it 96?
Wow. I mean, that's a power sinker.
Slowly hit foul. Bobby Crosby thought about going for it and let it go. It stays 1-2.
97.
Nice. Tang was a starter more than a reliever when he played for the Sacramento in 24. And he gets a called strike here. He's very familiar with this stadium as he pitched here in 24 and 25 with the River Cats as he gets through the 7th inning with 1 runner on after the base hit.
Texas.
Introducing a new way to pay for your favorite ballpark treat. Astros Wallet provides a seamless way for fans to manage tickets and concession credit in one wallet experience. Learn more at astros.com/wallet. TK.
All right, Julie, you mentioned Christian Vasquez catching a shutout today. He's also been very solid on the offensive end of things with 3 hits and 4 at-bats. Driven in a couple of runs, a couple of doubles and a single. Some fortune, good fortune in that mix, but Christian having himself a day behind the plate and at the plate. He's got a 2-0 count here. Facing Luis Medina, who kind of restored a little order for the A's. He got Strikeouts to the first 2 batters he faced before Yainer Diaz singled, and then got the last out of the 7th inning. Astros scoring 5 on the starter Luis Morales in 3 innings, 2 on Elvis Alvarado in 2 innings, and then 3 on Hogan Harris in his 1 inning of work. Upstairs, 3-1 on Christian, and back to the top of the order after Vasquez. Vasquez trying to become the 4th different Astro to reach for a 4th time today. Jordan reached 5 times. Christian Walker and Joey Loperfido 4 times each. And he goes after that 3-2 pitch and down on strikes. Medina has 3 strikeouts. 1 out in the 8th. Top of the order is now occupied by Nick Allen, who grounded out to short his first at bat. Down to the count 0-2. Nick was drafted by the A's. Made his big league debut in 2022. Played 100 games his first year in 22 and played 106 more in 23. Final season when they were in Oakland, he played 41 games in 24 before a trade to the Atlanta Braves in the offseason before the 25 season. Nick down on strikes. Medina continues to be impressive out of the pen. That's 4 strikeouts for Luis Medina.
Time now to answer our trivia question powered by Reliant. We talked about Baggy and Berkman being 2 of 4 players with 120 or more RBIs in a single season. Who are the other 2? Moises Alou and Doggy. Richard Hidalgo had 122 in 2000 and 1998. Moises had 124. Some good names on that list. Good trivia.
Cam Smith is going to get his first at bat. He's hitting in Jordan Alvarez's slot. Jordan had 4 walks and a single today. Drove in a run and continues to get on base at a clip that nobody else can in 2026, as he's now taken over the major league lead in on-base percentage. Cam had played in every inning of every game defensively before today. Now he gets into this one late with a 2-0 count. Smith had a hit in his last at bat in the game last night. Checks his swing on a pitch down and in, and now he's got a 3-0 count. Cam gets a 3-0 green light and skies one deep to left field, sending Cortez back to the wall. That ball's gone. Cam's 3rd career home run in this stadium as he leaves the yard here to make it 11-0 Astros, as Cam Smith on a 3-0 green light hits one out to left field. His 11th major league home run, his 2nd on the season.
Got into a count where he could sit on that fastball from Medina. It came in at 98 and he launched it 111.11 getting out of this ballpark. That was elevated. Plenty of hang time under that one. 402 feet later, it's a home run for Cam. Ball was in the air for 6.5 seconds.
Wow, majestic.
That was.
Now Bryce Matthews getting it at bat. Matthews into the game as a pinch hitter for Jose Altuve. So Jordan, Altuve, and Pena all out of the game now. And it looks like Carlos Correa is also going to leave the game as Shea Whitcomb's in the on-deck circle. Matthews with a 2-0 count. So every pitcher the Astros have seen in this series, 3 yesterday and 4 today, the Astros have put a run up against. Yesterday they scored 1 against Springs, who was very good for 6 innings. Then they got 1 more against Michael Kelly in his 1 inning and 2 against JT Ginn in his 2 innings. Today the Astros have gotten 6 runs on the A's bullpen in 4 2/3 innings of work, and now a walk to Bryce Matthews, a 4-pitch walk following the home run. So back-to-back pinch hitters here as Joe Espada for the 2nd straight game has emptied his bench. Shea Whitcomb will hit for Carlos Correa. Shea takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1. Whitcomb had a couple of at-bats yesterday. He just joined the team this weekend in Sacramento as Isaac Paredes was placed on the bereavement list. So Whitcomb, who was having a good season again for the Space Cowboys, just activated yesterday, got into the game late and went 0 for 2. So his 3rd at-bat of the season here. Scott Emerson watching Luis Medina deal to the first 7 batters he faced, then all of a sudden a 3-0 count to Cam with a home run, a 4-pitch walk to Matthews. Now he's fallen behind Whitcomb, and that draws a visit. Before that home run by Cam, in his rookie year, he had never put a pitch in play on a 3-0 count.
No kidding.
That might have been the first time he's ever swung at a 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, you're up by 10, swinging 3-0.
Strike on the edge, and Shea Whitcomb's going to challenge.
All right.
Bouncing the call, strike.
Let's see.
Better be right in an 11-0 game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
wow.
He's right. But by
he
a
knew
sliver.
it the whole way,
What?
TK.
What? He got it overturned by less than a 1/10 of an inch in an 11-0 game to get himself to a 2-1 count. He knew it the whole way. Man. I guess when you swim with sharks, you are fearless. It takes a pitch just off the plate.
Yeah. Couldn't even get a shark fin in between that.
He won the count. That's fouled away.
Now, if you're going to go swimming with sharks, you better have some spatial awareness.
That's going to be down. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks here with 2 outs. So after the home run, back-to-back walks. The A's have bullpen action going. Medina was rolling along until the last 3 batters. Now hitting for the 6th time today is Christian Walker. Walker single, home run, walk, and double. Medina faced him and struck him out as the first batter he faced out of the pen the last inning. This is the 6th inning out of 8 where the Astros have had at least 3 base runners on, and there's been another inning where they had 2 on. Last inning was the most efficient inning for the A's with just 1 base runner on in the 7th. Towards the middle, and that will do it for the Astros here in the 8th. But they add to their lead on a Cam Smith home run. It's now 11-0.
Big swing from Cam, elevate to celebrate, and this one was up there for a long time. He got to enjoy that. 402-footer makes it 11.
Myself and what do we want to, and they knew that the goal is win the whole thing.
Astros fans can now stream Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. No cable or satellite needed. Log on to SCHNplus.com to purchase the app directly. Already have Space City Home Network through a participating cable, satellite, or streaming provider. You can download the app to access the content at no additional cost. Kai-Wei Tang back out there. He's gone an inning and a third so far as he faces Nick Kurtz here, the top of the order for the A's. He's allowed one hit. He struck out a couple, and now facing the A's leadoff hitter, who has been on base twice today with a single and a walk. He's ahead of the count here, 2-0. A couple of viewers were sending us some messages on X, or sending me messages on X. It wasn't a 3-0 count to Cam. It was a 2-1 count. So he's not put a ball in play in his career on a 3-0 count before or after today either. 2-1. 2-0 pitch was a foul ball to get to the 2-1 count. Tang with a swing and a miss from Kurtz. It's 2-2. That's in 3-2. Tatsuya Imai, starter, went 5 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Kai-Wei Tang so far an inning and a third. Astros leading 11-0 one day after they lost 11-4 to the A's. Kurtz skies one high in the air to center field. Jake Myers, shielding his eyes in front of the warning track, will put it away on the edge of the track for out number 1. How about Kai-Wei Tang joining a new team this past offseason with a trade from the Giants? How's he been assimilating with the bullpen, Julia?
Great group in the bullpen that have a lot of fun with each other. Steven Okert's one of the leaders of fun in that bullpen, and he has taken Kai-Wei under his wing. There's even nicknames being given now. Kai-Wei's giving all of the other relievers their Mandarin name. I need to confirm that these are real Mandarin names and not names that he's just making up. I'll work on that, TK. But they were telling me their names. They're very excited about their names that they're getting from him. I think it's great. He also talked about that word of the day. Remember the word of the day that was on the board every day? They would do a word, and they would do it in Spanish, Mandarin, Japanese, just to get all these guys learning each other's language, having fun with it. And he definitely was a big fan of that. He respected that. He loved that people are trying to learn what's a really hard language, is what he said. So great to get to know him. He's got a good sense of humor too, TK.
And we're going to have to learn some of these nicknames as Christian Vasquez puts this one away. Austin Wins fouls out in his first at bat. Well, Kaiwei Tang and Stephen Okert both share the fact that they've pitched here multiple seasons as members of the Sacramento River Cats. Okert was here 4 years with Sacramento exclusively as a reliever. Actually 5 different seasons for Okert, because in 19 he pitched here as well. Okert did get 4 starts in that 19 season, but the other 4 years he was a reliever. And then Kaiwei Tang, the last 2 seasons, has pitched here for the River Cats. That is off the top of the glove of Shea Wickham, and a base hit for Carlos Cortez in his first at bat of the day. Nearly a nice play by the Astros third baseman. Now Brent Rooker will bat 0 for 2 with a walk. Yesterday we learned a lot about Shea Wickham in an 11-1 game that became 11-4. Today in an 11-0 game, let's learn more about Kaiwei Tang.
More about Tang. Okay, Matt, I mentioned his sense of humor. I asked him if he played golf at all. There's a lot of guys on the team that play golf, especially in the bullpen. He said he played for the first time in spring training. He only made it 9 holes because he ran out of balls.
Do we know how many he brought with him?
Yeah, did he start with a dozen or?
No, he laughed so hard when he told me that.
Did he not know the pro shop had more?
He did not have a good day. He didn't have a great day on the golf course.
Don't you quit on me, Tang.
That's no fun.
That is not fun, no.
You gotta ask him how he's doing with golf. If he's played since.
I'm assuming he was playing solo.
Or if he was one and done. Yeah, I mean, like, how do you run out of golf balls?
How do you not have somebody with you you could borrow from their bag?
I don't know, but I know who I'm challenging next time I go play. I'm taking his money.
He also said
he
can't even get it out.
Paid for 18 holes. Only played 9.
Right. And in Florida, there's no way that was cheap. I mean, it's probably a nice course. He also told me he wanted to get a hold of his rookie baseball card. And he tried, but it was too expensive. So he doesn't have his own rookie
MLB
card.
rookie
yeah,
card?
He looked it up. He's like, nah.
Kaiwei Tang. We could do a GoFundMe to get his rookie card in his possession. He needs his rookie card. He's pitching well today, though, with 2 1/3 scoreless.
You can eat.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Whataburger, your favorite burger made hot and fresh just the way you like it. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Tower Bridge, West Sacramento. Let you walk across from downtown, or if you go to the Kings game, Sacramento Kings winning a game last night. The stadium here across the bridge from the downtown arena. as Joey Loperfido will lead off against Michael Kelly, the new pitcher for the A's.
Kelly pitched in last night's game and threw quite a few pitches, went an inning, gave up a hit, an earned run, 3 walks, and a couple of strikeouts in that outing.
Joey Loperfido has been on base 4 times today, 3 hits and a walk. Only time he was retired was his last time up against Luis Medina when he struck out. A challenge here from Austin Wynns. It's either going to be a 2-1 count or a 1-2 count. And Wynns is going to lose that one. It'll be Joey, Yainer Diaz, and Jake Myers in this 9th inning. A game where the Astros have 17 hits. And A's pitchers have issued a dozen walks today. The Astros haven't drawn 12 walks in a game since May of 2016, almost 10 years ago.
Let's see who's getting loose out there in the Astros bullpen. Stephen Oker. Back up his good buddy Tang.
It's the battle of River Cat relievers.
How about it? Maybe one of them would get their jersey retired.
You would think.
That'd be a good Chevy Stroh poll. Who gets their jersey retired here first? Sparky, Oker, or Tang?
That's a good one.
They're all deserve it.
Absolutely. I mean, Oker was here the longest.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, he might be the top River Cat.
And Sparky's the oldest.
Sparky was the oldest, and Tang was 2 seasons here. Joey's going to draw a walk. That is 13 walks now.
Oh, man.
The most walks the Astros have drawn since April of 2000. We're 26 years removed from the last time the Astros drew this many walks. 13. And also, you know what's in jeopardy?
Seems extreme. What's that?
The left on base record in a 9-inning game.
Oh.
It's currently at 16. It's happened 4 different times in Astros history that the Astros have left 16 runners on in a 9-inning game. They have currently left 15 on, but they have a runner on right now as a potential 16th to tie the record. Yainer Diaz bats. He's been on base his last 3 times. Ground ball, base hit to left field. Another inning with multiple runners on for the Astros. That's 8 out of 9 innings. And in 6 of those, they've had as many as 3 runners on in an inning. Crazy day.
It has been a wild day. This is their 20th at bat now with the runner in scoring position in this game for the Astros.
20.
This is the 20th.
Jake Myers on base his first 2 times today. He's officially 1 for 4 of the runs scored. Takes a pitch up for ball 1. Michael Kelly in his 1 inning of work yesterday walked Jake Myers, walked Yainer Diaz, and walked Bryce Matthews in order, with the game at 11-1 at that point. So they're trying to get him back on the plate here in this outing as he delivers a strike. And it's 1-1 to Myers.
Astros currently 7 for 19 with runners in scoring position.
Jake pops one up. Second baseman Jeff McNeil will make the play for out number 1. Christian Vasquez will bat. Hey, somebody on X has found Kai-Wei Tang's rookie card. We need to get
I'm curious how much it is.
We need to get that person in touch with Kai-Wei Tang. We'll have to let Julia know. She's setting up her post-game interview right now. Kai-Wei Tang's rookie card has been found, and a couple of people have found it.
Got a price tag on that thing?
Well, I don't have verification.
Oh.
Because this would be rather humorous if this is the real price.
Is it over $10?
No.
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 Wait a minute. Is it under 5?
Yes.
Do I keep going?
No, you're I mean, including shipping, it's $3. But it's not verified. It's not verified. It might not be accurate information. I just can't trust everything I see on X. There's a pop-up for out number 2.
I hope that's different. Is there like a 0 missing on that thing?
I mean, it looks legit, but we'll get to the bottom of this. I mean, that's got to be a prank that Kaiway played on Julia to tell her that he couldn't afford the card if it's really worth less than $5.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh man, yeah, he's messing with us.
He's got to be, or Julia specifically. So here we go, barring, you know, Nick Allen hitting a 3-run home run. If he makes an ordinary out here, or if the next guy makes an ordinary out and there's 2 runners on, this will be an Astros new record for runners left on base. 11-0. They have stranded 15 runners. If this ball is caught, it will be an Astros record with 17 left on base in a 9-inning game. And that has just occurred. It's still 11-0. Records are being broken. All kinds of traffic today in West Sacramento. Our next telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. It'll be Lance McCullers Jr. coming off that brilliant outing in his first start of the year against the Los Angeles Angels, going 7 innings of 1-run baseball. He'll be opposed by the lefty Jacob Lopez for the A's. You can see his line in his first start of the year against the Atlanta Braves. That'll be tomorrow right here on SCHN. Coverage begins at 2:30. Hey, guess who's back?
Imai's coming back to hang out with the boys.
Tatsuya Imai gets another ovation from Astros fans as he has returned from the clubhouse out beyond the left center field wall back to the dugout so he can shake hands with the guys after this game. I like that. New pitcher for the Astros, pitcher number 3 on the day, is Steven Okert.
Kaiway Tang took off to the clubhouse not to hang around and watch his good buddy Steven Okert pitch his 3rd game. Good 2 2/3 so far to start the season for Steven.
Jacob Wilson, the first batter he faces. Really nice 2 1/3 innings of work out of Kaiway Tang. He allowed a couple of hits, no walks, and struck out 3 while he was in there. And now Steven Okert trying to get the last 3 outs to start the handshake line. 11-0 Astros as we play in the bottom half of the 9th inning. A day where the Astros had 18 hits, drew 13 walks, and stranded a team record 17 runners in a 9-inning game. You have to average almost 2 runners left on base per inning to get to that total today. That one's inside. It's 2-2 on Wilson, who has grounded out a couple of times and popped up. Julia, we are seeing various reports that the rookie card for Kaiway Tang is actually 99 cents. Is there a
wait, what?
Is there possible?
You say cents?
Yeah.
Not even dollars? Come on.
Oh, he's talking about the special card
with the debut
There's
patch.
got to be a, yeah, there's got to be a
debut patch card.
For sure.
That's a 1 of 1.
Okay, not just the everyday rookie card. Not just his standard operating procedure rookie.
So I'm going to purchase.
No, the 1 of 1
I can
card.
have one.
So what's the 1 of 1 card going for these days?
Yeah, he's got to have, yeah, that's what I'm curious.
Like
unconfirmed,
over
5,500.
Okay, so that makes sense.
How much?
55 hundo.
$5,500?
With the debut patch. It's a 1 of 1 Kai-Wei Tang.
I'm with Kai-Wei. That's expensive.
So we appreciate fans who send in their other rookie cards of Kai-Wei Tang. So those standard cards he can afford.
He's gonna have all kinds of mail of his own cards coming in.
That's good.
Fans sending him that would be nice.
He's become one of your favorites in a short amount of time.
He's working on it.
He's working on it. It's a tough bar to.
I was going to say, you still got some work to do.
We got a good group here.
Yeah, we do. 0-2 the count on Daryl Hernandez, who bats here in the 9th inning. Julia has multiple choices as to who she wants to interview postgame with the kind of offense the Astros have displayed today.
And Imai came back.
Imai's back. This ball into center field. Jake Myers is there. And the Astros are 1 out away from an 11-0 win to try and improve to 6-3 on the season. Rookie card debut patch Topps Chrome is the one that is going for a big number.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you got one of those in excellent condition, Kai-Wei Tang would like a discount on that. 2 outs, nobody on. Max Muncy bats for a 4th time. He's 2 for 3. He owns 2 of the A's 6 hits today, or 5 hits today for the A's. 3 of them allowed by Imai, 2 by Kai-Wei Tang. Okert looking for a perfect inning, gets ahead of Muncy 0-2. Yesterday it was all A's 11-4. Today it's been all Astros 11-0. Okert 1 pitch away from completing a 3-pitcher combined shutout. Look out.
Wow.
Astros had lost 8 of their previous 9 games to the A's going back to last season, and have been outscored 65-27 during that 9-game stretch. So it'd been some rough sailing here in Sacramento, trying to find a playoff spot last year did not go well, and then the first game yesterday obviously was not the start that Joe Espada wanted to this series, but they have bounced back in a nice way. Two and 2 the count to Muncy. And now the count's full after being 0-2. Okert wants a new baseball here for that 3-2 pitch with 2 outs in the 9th. Ball game. 5-hit shutout, 3-pitcher combined shutout for the Astros as they roll the A's 11-0 today. Lummer, this was quite a bounce back after a tough start to the series last night.
Yeah, you love the resiliency of this team. This team knows that last night was a little bit of an anomaly. They showed up today and proved that it was, coming back with 11 runs, but also got a great start from Tatsuya Imai. So a good game all the way around for the Astros.
That last strikeout was number 13 for Astros pitching today, to go along with a lot of offense. A lot to talk about on the postgame show presented by Whataburger. Kevin Eschenfelder, Brian Bogusevic are your hosts. Julia Morales, as always, gathers interviews both in the clubhouse and on the field. We'll have the postgame show for you coming up next.